Welcome viewers to Part 4 and Episode 4 of Back to the Future the game on PlayStation 4. Okay, Double Vision starts now. Episode 4 is definitely my least favorite in the game. I just find it the least interesting. But I gotta go through with this. Like always, gonna pick up from where the last episode left off. Let's see where those Citizen Plus guards took Marty at the end of episode 3. No doubt they locked him up somewhere.
What? Where am I?
Oh my god.
Citizen Plus? Citizen Plus?
That's right, Marty. They threw you into the Citizen Plus ward. I'm gonna start off by examining the window up here. See who's on the other side. Jennifer.
Jen? Hey, Jennifer! I gotta get her attention.
No doubt it's all soundproof glass.
That's not very relaxing.
Yep, I doubt very much it is.
Doesn't look like it's on.
Not yet, anyway.
Doesn't look like it's on.
Once again, not yet. But this one ought to work.
Make sure the McFly boy is prepped for his Citizen Plus treatment by the time I finish with my husband.
How is Citizen Brown?
I'm afraid it's worse than we imagined. He's gone completely antisocial.
Darn.
We're using every tool at our disposal to snap him out of it. But I fear that nothing short of a complete personality rebuild will bring our leader back to us.
And it's all McFly's fault?
Unbelievable, isn't it? One teenage hooligan has brought Hill Valley to the brink of ruin. Ah, well, let me know when he's ready. I'll be tending to Citizen Brown.
I gotta get out of here and rescue Doc.
God, Edna is sick. Completely out of her mind for what she's doing to Doc. And why are Marty's things in the locker?
Someone's locked up all my stuff. I'll never get that combination on my own.
Oh my god. What do we see here?
Doc.
Okay, well, he can see Doc from here. Somehow.
Hello?
What?
What should I, Okay.
Can I go visit Jennifer Parker? She's right next door.
Citizen Plus patients are not allowed to fraternize. It contaminates the treatments.
Of course he'd say something like that.
Let me out of here.
Sorry, sir, but Citizen Plus patients aren't allowed to exit their waiting rooms until the Citizen Plus treatment chamber has been suitably prepped for their procedure.
Oh, heck no. Marty is not going to become one of them.
Hey, could you get me a burger or something? The only food I've had today is a tofu dog.
Regrettably, sir, the rigors of the Citizen Plus treatment require you to begin the process with an empty stomach.
Ah, those savages.
You can't keep me in here. It's against the law.
When you signed your Citizen Plus treatment agreement, you gave the Citizen Plus ward legal approval to incarcerate you until the completion of your Citizen Plus treatment.
As if Marty even signed squat.
I didn't sign anything.
Of course you did, sir. Citizen Edna handed me the paperwork herself.
Of course she did.
Yeah, right.
I don't suppose you believe me if I told you that Edna forged my signature?
That's a good one, sir.
I knew it.
Why is all my stuff locked in a cage?
In order to ensure that Citizen Plus patients don't injure themselves, their belongings are placed in a locked box until the completion of their Citizen Plus treatment.
Injure themselves?
It's a very intensive process. Some people can't handle it.
And just how exactly can he hurt himself with a guitar or a newspaper, other than getting a paper cut?
Can I take a look at my stuff for a second?
Why?
I want to make sure my guitar neck isn't getting bent.
What?
Come on, man. My parents spent a fortune on that thing.
Fine. Back away from the door, sir. There. How's the guitar?
I guess it's okay.
Good.
If I were Marty, I would have knocked out that guy and made a run for it. Well, great. How the heck is he gonna get out of here now?
Martin?
Ah, Dad, is that you?
Who else would it be?
Where are you?
Back in the garage. What are you doing in the Citizen Plus ward?
Edna threw me in here.
She can't do that to my son. How can I help?
Well, it is nice to hear from a friendly face.
Not that I'm not happy that you're here, but why are you here?
I'm looking for your mother.
Mom?
After you left, she and I had a big old fight, and, well, she went and signed herself up for a full battery of Citizen Plus treatments.
Didn't you tell her about Biff?
I tried. You know your mother. Once she puts her mind to something, she's a regular force of nature.
I figure that if I can just find her, maybe I can talk her out of this foolishness.
Good luck with that.
So, have you found Mom yet?
Not yet.
You wouldn't believe how many cameras they've got around here.
Yeah, a crap ton of them, most likely.
Dad, those Citizen Plus watches are gonna turn everyone in Hill Valley into robots, starting with Citizen Brown.
I always suspected digital watches were evil.
It's not the watches, Dad, it's Edna. She's completely lost it.
Citizen Edna's crazy? Oh, that's not good. Although it would explain a lot.
Yes. Well,
It's nice that you're concerned about Mom, but couldn't you come down here yourself?
Oh, I couldn't do that. I'm probably in enough trouble with the authorities already.
No, I think it's better for everyone if I stay here in my garage with my televisions and cameras.
what a wuss, George.
You got any advice for getting out of here?
I'd look around for anyone inside who might be willing to help you. From the looks of those locks, you can't be the only involuntary Citizen Plus patient.
Well, yeah, Marty did see Jennifer.
Dad, I know this is a lot to accept, but I've got to rescue Citizen Brown so that we can go back in time and stop him from ever marrying Edna in the first place.
You're right, son. That is a lot to accept. So let's forget you ever said it. Just concentrate on getting you out of there.
Yeah, maybe that's for the best.
Okay, and as for getting past that guard,
I tried to peek over the guard's shoulder to get the combination, but he's too tall.
Over his shoulder? Hold on.
What?
I may have it on tape.
Zoom, enhance, zoom, enhance. Ha!
What?
The camera was high enough to see over his shoulder.
Nice work, Dad.
The combination is 2 left, 8 right, 18 left, 32 right.
All right.
Hey, your guitar! I'm sorry I tried to throw it out.
Yeah, the guitar's pretty cool, but this is what I care about.
No fair making your dad all misty, son.
did I mention yet that Marty's carrying around his photo of George for the whole game? Not sure, but yeah, once again, it looks different when Marty showed it to George. And the 1986 newspaper is all he had now. I'm pretty sure he still had the 1931 newspaper in the last episode.
Crime rate falls to new low. Yeah, because it's a police state.
Also, I wasn't done talking to George.
Dad,
How can I help, son?
Okay, let's get him to let Marty talk to Jennifer now.
could you let me talk to Jennifer?
Jennifer Parker?
Yeah, she's in the room next door.
Let's see, that'd be waiting room beta. Got it.
You're all patched in, son. Jennifer.
Martin, is that you? Where are you?
I'm over here, in the camera.
Oh, Martin, aren't you in enough trouble already?
Trouble? Jen, what are you talking about?
You know, with all the drinking and the PDAs.
Jennifer, what's wrong with you? You sound strange.
I used to be strange, Martin, but thanks to my first Citizen Plus treatment, I'm well on my way to becoming an average, well-adjusted teenager.
Citizen Plus? Oh no, Jen, not you too.
Oh, Christ. They completely messed up her mind now, like with Bip.
Jen, snap out of it. This isn't the real you. I mean, it's kind of like the real you, but not like the real you in this timeline.
Wow, that's...
I know, it sounds crazy.
I'd never call you crazy, Martin. You're just sick. I should know, I used to be sick too. But now, I never want to spray paint a Buick or listen to rock music ever again.
Oh, God. Okay, wait. Does she say something different if I choose this again?
Come on, Jen. You don't really want a life without rock and roll, do you?
Rock and roll? Ew. Just the thought of the pelvis-pulsing three-chord power ballads you used to play makes me all queasy inside. Blech.
Okay, that's not gonna work.
Why's your door open?
Now that I'm finished with my Citizen Plus treatment, I'm free to go whenever I want. I'm just waiting for the nice guard to escort me out.
Hey, on your way out, do you think you can help me break out of here?
Oh, I couldn't do that, Martin. It's against the rules.
Oh, of course.
Okay, forget breaking out. Could you at least come visit me? It's kind of lonely in here.
I don't think it's a good idea for us to see each other until you've undergone your first Citizen Plus treatment.
Why not?
Because your gosh danged hormones are out of control, Martin.
Hey, do you know what time it is?
No.
Didn't they give you some kind of digital watch when you were done with all that brainwashing?
The Citizen Plus watch? I won't get one of those for another 5 or 6 treatments.
Rats.
So they haven't corrupted her enough for her to get that watch.
How'd you wind up in the Citizen Plus program anyway?
My dad signed me up, and it's a good thing, too. I was completely out of control.
I kind of liked it.
Why do people always say kind of? Seriously.
Jen, this whole Citizen Plus thing is a scam. Edna's using it to take control of everyone in Hill Valley, including her husband.
You know, Citizen Edna told me you were having paranoid delusions, but I had no idea.
That witch is absolutely sick. Unlike in 1931. No, wait. Actually, come to think of it, she could have been secretly sick back then. And Marty just never knew it.
So, what was your Citizen Plus treatment like anyway?
Well, that's weird. I don't really remember. Must be a side effect of the treatments.
Nah, again, just like with Biff.
Could you hang around for a few minutes? It's nice to have someone to talk to.
I'll be here until the guard comes for me. Then I'll really have to tell him about how you're hijacking the cameras.
Oh, come on, don't be a narc.
I'm not a narc. I'm a good citizen.
There's only one way to break Jennifer free from the corruption. But first, let me show you something hilarious. When you try to use Marty's guitar to break through the window.
Whoa.
Yep, that's some pretty tough glass. I believe the game calls it, Atlas glass or something. But anyway. Now, you must use Marty's guitar on the squawk box.
Okay, Jen, here's a little something I think you're gonna like. At least, I hope you still do.
Martin?
Jennifer.
Oh, Martin. Martin? What are you doing?
Snapping you out of it, that's what.
What's going on here?
I have no idea, sir. I was minding my own business, when all of a sudden a horrible noise started coming out of that camera.
Well, that's not right.
Yeah, well, neither is this. No one scrambles my brain. You hear me? No one. I'm Jennifer Parker, rock and roller.
Jen?
Oh, yeah, right.
Marty really rocks the house.
Yeah, Jen.
No time for small talk, McFly. We need to get you disguised so we can walk out of here. Calvin Klein underwear? Really?
There. How do I look?
Little short for a stormtrooper, but it'll have to do. Come on!
Ha, another Star Wars reference. Oh, hold on. After all that, if you tried to talk to George again...
I can't plug my guitar into that.
Now again with this.
Dad? Dad?
George is gone. Huh. Wonder where he could have got to.
Okay, Hotshot, what's next?
Now we rescue Citizen Brown, get the hell out of here, and get things back to the way they're supposed to be.
Whatever, just as long as I get to break some stuff. I've got a lot of pent-up hostility right now, you know?
Miss Parker,
What the?
Yeah.
I'm here to escort you to the lobby. Your father's waiting for you.
Can he wait? I was hoping that this attractive young man could take me on a tour of the facilities.
I'm afraid I really must insist, miss.
Relax, Jennifer. I've got everything under control.
Really?
Really.
Okay then. But first... Mwah.
What was that for?
For saving me, dummy. Let's go, officer.
You know, I'm probably gonna have to write you up for a PDA violation.
Bite me.
What?
Rock and roll.
And I'm afraid that's the last time you ever see Jennifer in this game after that. Oh yeah, I still have to mention that I never did get any of the trophies for the last 2 episodes of this game. Not on this PS5 file anyway. You know, I completed this whole game on a different profile, but... well, yeah.
Hey, get me out of here.
Sorry, can't hear you in this thing, but thanks for the duds, though.
Yeah, screw you
Worry,
two.
Emmett. It'll all be over soon.
That's broken. I guess Jen did that so the guard won't be able to call for help.
Smart move, girl. Ooh, what do we have here?
Can I have some of that? Feels like I haven't eaten in years.
No, that's Tannen's. He's not allowed to eat it until he's taken his pacification pill. We tried to give it to him an hour ago, but he still hasn't swallowed it.
Let me try. I can be pretty persuasive.
No.
He said Tannen. That must mean Biff is here. Oh god, Doc. Can I at least have a sip of the soda?
Don't touch that! I need the caffeine.
I take it you don't get a lot of sleep?
It's like a giant air freshener. Weird.
Do you mind? I'm trying to run a complete personality rebuild on the big man himself here.
And?
And the last thing I need is your stubby little fingers turning Hill Valley's savior into a drooling rutabaga.
Is there a problem over there, citizen?
No problem, ma'am.
Good. Let's get back to it.
Personality rebuild? God, that's messed up. I'm going after Edna right now.
What are you doing in here?
Looking for the bathroom?
The next scheduled bathroom break isn't for another 158 minutes.
Right.
Okay, of course that wasn't gonna work. But what about... oh, a crack under the door? Let's see if I can fit this newspaper under there. That's a yes. Now, who could be in this room?
Wow, they've really got this door locked up tight. I wonder what sick freak they've got in here. Ah!
Oh,
I should have known.
Yup, Biff is indeed here.
I almost feel sorry for the poor guy. Almost.
Okay, so let's talk to him.
Lighting it up.
Hi, Biff. Looks like your intercom's busted. Just as well. It'd probably be just a bunch of swearing and mixed metaphors anyway.
Yeah, okay.
You want out of here, big guy? Guess they don't work.
You wouldn't want to let him loose anyway, Marty.
Hey, Biff. Guess who your guard is? Peekaboo!
Ha. Too bad you have no way of breaking out of there, butthead.
The guard says I'm not supposed to give you any food until you swallow your pill.
Nah, of course. Perhaps I should have gave him a glass of water.
I'd never get my hand under there.
Just grab the newspaper, Marty.
Oh, Biff spit.
So now, you take the pill and put it in the soda can. It's gonna knock out this guard.
Hey, is that a public display of affection over there?
What?
Sorry, it was just a shadow.
Stop goofing around and get back to work.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead, pal, take a drink.
Jeez, what have they been feeding Biff? Horse tranquilizers?
You, God!
Who, me?
I mean, me?
Yes, you. As you can see, that slacker of a technician is sleeping on the job again. Please be a dear and tend to the Citizen Plus control panel, will you?
Sure.
Okay, Doc, I'm in. Now, how do I get you out of here without turning you into a vegetable?
Hold on.
Let it go, Emmett.
Let me try interacting with the
You wake up,
exit.
You'll be a whole...
I can't leave before I rescue Doc. He's the only guy who could repair the DeLorean.
Right, of course. Stupid me.
He'll be out for a while.
Yes, hopefully, out long enough. Let me check on Doc real quick. Oh god. He totally looks, I don't know what the word is.
Jeez, he looks miserable.
Well, yeah, there's that. Let's mess around with these controls now.
Jeez, where's the off button on this thing? Hey, an equalizer. At least, I think it's an equalizer.
There are 5 different sliders you can interact with here. Let's start with...
Volume. Finally, a word I can understand. Okay, that moved him a few inches. Maybe I can blast him right out the door.
Rebalance the...
I better not damage Doc's ears. What's this here?
Tactile. Whoa! Sorry.
Oh, God. Better not mess around with that again, Marty.
Gastrosensory.
Oh, man. Whatever he was eating right there, he clearly didn't like it.
Optics.
Ooh, I better not end up having him watch something horrifying. Or whatever those things are. And for the last slider,
Olfactory. I think I know what that means.
I don't.
What the?
Looks like the aroma tanks have clogged themselves again.
Oh, thank you. I hadn't noticed that. Come on, make yourself useful. I'm sorry about the delay, dear. This'd go a lot easier if you just gave up this madness about time machines and altering the past. You should concentrate on the future.
There is no future for us.
You won't think that in a few more hours.
Well, at least now they're out of that room.
Think about the consequences of your actions.
Me?
Now, what do I need to do in here?
Check. Sibilance. Sibilance.
What was that?
Don't mess around with the mic, Marty.
That speaker looks really familiar.
Yep, you're right.
Locked. Crap.
Oh yeah, I do believe that door leads to where Doc is. But, what you need to do now, use Marty's guitar again, and you plug it into the mic.
Where's
Or,
Martin?
yeah, that's it.
Don't worry. Did you hear something?
No, ma'am.
I could have sworn I heard some of that rock and or roll music.
It needs more volume.
Oh, well, then looks like I should have kept that volume slider all the way up. Apparently I have no choice but to risk damaging Doc's ears. And even
When did I
Edna's
lose
ears
control?
too. Okay, volume. It's back up you go.
I guess the speakers won't push him any further until I hook it up to a really big sound.
Well, now this time, there will be a really big sound. Marty's about to rock the house again.
Hey, Doc, let's get ready to blow this joint.
What was that? You! What are you doing?
Getting my friend out of here, you nutcase. Okay, that was a little less dramatic than I had expected. Whoa, whoa. Let's go, Your Honor.
What? I can't hear you!
You're welcome.
Alright, Doc is saved.
Attention citizens. This is an Omega-1 priority alert. Potentially disruptive nonconformists are loose in the courthouse. Please return to your homes until the situation has been resolved. Have a nice day.
Ooh, interesting hiding places.
What do we do now?
Now we wait for the guards to clear out so we can make a break for your time machine.
Hey, it's my mom. Hey,
Don't talk to her. She could give us away.
I'm sure there's somebody else who can save her.
where is the DeLorean anyway?
I had the wreck towed to my secret lab near Clayton Ravine.
Clayton Ravine, as in Clara Clayton?
Why? Is that significant?
Well, Clara's kind of supposed to be your wife, so yeah.
Fascinating.
Shouldn't we go help?
Once we go back and change history, none of this will ever happen.
I guess.
Right, well,
What the heck was Edna doing to you back there?
She was trying to rebuild my personality from the ground up, erasing the parts she didn't like.
Harsh. All right, Dad.
yeah, of course Edna was doing all this behind Doc's back. Just using him throughout the years.
No offense, Your Honor, but why'd you marry Edna anyway? She's kind of crazy.
Yes, now. But back when we were first dating, her madness was tempered by an ironclad sense of right and wrong. At least, that's how it seemed to me at the time.
Mom, Dad, no!
They'll be fine. Once we repair the time stream, none of this will ever have happened.
I guess you're right.
Looks like the coast is clear.
Great. Let's go fix the DeLorean.
I'm afraid I'll have to do that without you, Martin.
What? Why?
Well, from what little I understand of time travel, if you help me rebuild the time machine, your presence in the repair efforts could cause some sort of temporal paradox after we return to 1931.
So what am I supposed to do? Just hang out here in Bizarro Hill Valley until you fix the time machine?
Exactly. But don't worry, if things work out according to plan, you won't even notice I'm gone.
You know, for a second there, you sounded almost as confusing as the real Doc.
See? We're making progress already. See you soon, Martin.
Good luck, Your Honor.
Oh, and you might want to stay off the streets for a few seconds.
Stay off the street. Citizen Brown? Emmett?
I think I can understand what he meant by that.
He's not coming back, you know.
What are you talking about?
Emmett, without me to guide him, he's almost useless. Before I found him, he was a miserable failure who never finished anything. But with me to inspire him, look at what we've built!
Yeah, you built a utopia where everybody... Well, again, like Doc said, where free will can be turned on with the blink of a switch.
Yeah, you've inspired him all right. Inspired him to turn Hill Valley into a bunch of uptight dorks.
I wouldn't expect a delinquent like you to understand.
You're absolutely sick, Strickland.
You think you've inspired Doc? I'll have you know that without you, Emmett Brown is destined to build a time-traveling DeLorean and a flying time train.
Preposterous. Emmett couldn't even build a dog feeder without me to guide him.
Yeah, well, he did that too.
Seriously, you were nothing like this back in the early 30s.
You're not the only inspiration of Doc's life, you know. In my timeline, he married one of the sweetest women of the 19th century.
Sweetness. Blech. Emmett needs discipline to stay focused. He's so easily distracted.
Okay, Your Honor. Starting to get a little concerned here.
It worked! Ha-ha! 1 second I'm in the present, the next I'm 6 months in the past. Amazing!
6 months? It took you 6 months to repair the time machine?
6 months, my family fortune, and a sketchy deal with a gang of Libyan nationals. But it was all worth it for this moment. Ha-ha!
Emmett, don't do this. You need help.
Oh, blow it out of your exhaust, poor dear. Now that I've escaped into the past, your pack of divorce lawyers can't... Martin, how long have you been waiting for me?
A couple of minutes, maybe?
That's curious. I set the repair time circuits to arrive only a couple of seconds after I left. Oh, well, I'm sure there's no need for concern. It's probably just a minor miscalibration of the time circuits. Here.
What's this?
Clothes for our trip. We can't have you traipsing around 1931 in that ridiculous outfit.
Wait, our trip?
You didn't think I was going to let you erase the worst mistake of my life without my help, did you?
Fine, leave. I'll ruin you! I run this town!
Alright, time to get back in time.
Time circuit set for August 26, 1931. You ready to go, Your Honor?
Call me, Doc.
Alright, back to the 30s, once again.
This is where I last saw him. You, teenage you. You were headed this way, arm in arm with Edna.
Luckily, my erstwhile wife was never the type to kiss on a first date. If we work fast and stay focused, we can see to it that our relationship never moves beyond the hand-holding stage. Well, will you look at that? The old town theater.
Looks pretty retro, huh?
Very cool.
I haven't thought about this place in years. The missus made me tear it down back in '71. Said the movies were corrupting the younger generation. It was all nonsense, of course. I spent countless evenings here in my youth, and it never turned me into a hoodlum. Say, remember Public Enemy? Why, you dirty rat, no good yellow-bellied stool? Never did manage to see Frankenstein, though.
Yeah, and the reason, Hillbilly became a police state because you never seen it.
That's what caused the whole problem, remember? We've got to get young you to see Frankenstein.
Right, of course. The film that was supposed to set off a chain reaction in my imagination, inspire me with a notion that would launch my scientific career.
You've still got no memory of what that notion was?
Well, how could I? It happened in the brain of a different Emmett Brown. An Emmett Brown now erased by the shifting sands of time. Luckily for us, I do know something about my own brain, having lived in it for the past 70-plus years. Once we get my younger self re-inspired by that movie, nothing will distract him from his proper... Great Scott, will you look at that?
The town square?
It's just like I remember it, only dirtier. Oh, the old courthouse.
Come on now, Doc, you need to go inside and check it out. First rule of time travel, Doc, never allow your other self to catch sight of you. It could cause reality to collapse or something.
You mean?
Right behind you. Don't peek. Go on. I'll let you know when you're gone. And don't forget, you're Carl Sagan.
The billions and billions guy?
The suspected arsonist.
Huh?
Just go with it.
Why young Emmett is wearing that getup is beyond me. Okay, well. Long time no see, Emmett.
Harry! You do show up at the oddest moments. Where have you been hiding?
Any of these make Marty say the same thing.
Oh, you know, here and there, you're a little hard to pin down yourself. I went looking for you last night, but...
I believe I was off entertaining a beautiful lady. You know, I never really got a chance to thank you.
Well, I'm sure you would have escaped Kid on your own.
Kid? Oh, sure, I'm grateful for that, but no, I'm talking about Edna. It's funny to think of now, but until that crisis, I actually thought Edna and I disliked one another. Imagine!
You two should have stayed disliking each other. Really.
Yeah, well, girls are great and all, but don't get carried away. The thing is, you shouldn't let Edna distract you from, you know, the business at hand. Finishing your project for the expo and going to see Frankenstein.
Oh, pshaw. I'm far too busy for movies these days.
But,
And as for my project, it's practically done.
The rocket car?
The rocket car? Boy, are you out of date. I've junked the rocket car.
But...
more trouble than it's worth. I'll never figure out a propulsion system that does what I want it to do. And besides, its social utility is practically non-existent.
What's he talking about?
You'll figure it out, Emmett. You only need a bolt of inspiration, that's all. Maybe if you went to a...
The mental alignment meter is a much more worthy project.
The what?
It was Edna's idea, and she's really been cracking the whip to get me to complete it in time for the expo.
Emmett, I'm a little confused here.
Okay, what's going on here? Why is Emmett acting like it's been a few months rather than only one day?
What day is it?
Why, it's opening day. The opening day of the expo. Which reminds me, I'd better skedaddle back to the lab. If Edna catches me dawdling, there'll be heck to pay. Catch you around, Callahan.
October 12th. Doc?
Okay, now that's just wrong. Marty clearly entered August 26th in the time circuits. There's gotta be a big problem with it. Where's Doc?
Come to think of it, it is a bit brisk for August.
Oh, we're 2 months late. The expo's about to start and teenage you is already in over his head with Edna.
I always did have a tendency to plunge into things.
Let's plunge into the DeLorean and get to the right date.
No, it's far too risky. Remember how I was late picking you up in '86?
Yeah?
That should have been a tip-off. Something is horribly wrong with the time circuits, and the problem appears to be getting worse. If we try to jump now, we could find ourselves stranded in the Cenozoic age. Or worse, the Mesozoic.
Then we're stuck?
For the time being. I'll look into the problem and see what I can do. In the meantime, you can go to work on the other problem.
Right. I'll go to the lab and see if I can talk teenage you out of...
Impossible. If young me is already as infatuated as you say, you're not going to be able to talk him out of anything. Believe me, I remember. Better to focus on a more clear-headed half of the couple.
Edna? Where can I find her?
Where do you think? I'll drive. The DeLorean should still function adequately as a means of conveyance in the first 3 dimensions.
Oh, I hope he does fix the problem with the time circuits. So this is where the expo takes place. At a high school. Interesting.
You were right. There she is.
My soon-to-be ex-future wife is nothing if not predictable.
Do I really have to talk to her? I mean, couldn't I just hang out until you fix the time circuits and... I'll talk to her. You better get the DeLorean out of sight before someone...
Hey, you! Quit blocking the drive! All Car of the Future contestants need to report to the North Tent.
Why not? Good luck!
Yep, the time circuits are defective, alright. Okay. Chatting with the future psychotic witch of this.
Spell it B-R-O-W-N. It's not exactly an obscure name.
I still don't see it on the list. I'm sorry.
Oh, for the love... Let me try this one more time. This is the Hill Valley Science Expo, right?
First annual.
Indeed. The purpose of our fair is to showcase cutting-edge technology.
That's right. And to burnish Hill Valley's reputation as a forward-thinking community.
And yet, you want to exclude the maker of the most revolutionary breakthrough of all.
It's not that I want to, but... oh, dear.
Mr. Callahan, you do pop up at the oddest times. What are you doing here?
Stopping you from using Emmett to ruin all of Hill Valley. That's what.
I need to...
Whatever it is, I hope you don't have to deal with Mr. Stonewall here. His sole function seems to be preventing people from accomplishing their business. Honestly, with him keeping the books, it's a wonder the Tannen gang got as far as they did. Have you seen Emmett?
Let's lie.
No.
Oh, then you've heard all about his big breakthrough, the mental alignment meter. Isn't it exciting? And to think, he didn't even realize the import of his discovery until I pointed it out to him. I've never known anyone like him, so oblivious to his own potential.
I kind of wanted to talk to you about Emmett and his potential.
Funny, I didn't spot it myself at first. In fact, for the longest time, I thought I didn't even like him.
Yeah.
Maybe now you want to shut up and let Marty finish speaking? I mean, Harry finish speaking?
I don't get it. I mean, Emmett's nice and all, but he's not exactly the kind of guy that has girls swarming all over him.
Well, I'm not your average girl.
Yeah, but...
I appreciate your concerns, Mr. Callahan, but I can take care of myself. I know what I'm looking for in a man, and it so happens Emmett fits the bill to a T. That's Emmett Brown. Rhymes with clown, which I'm beginning to think you are.
Just a simple mix-up, I'm sure.
I've no doubt of that.
I'm not done chatting here, Edna.
You said that Emmett fits your bill of requirements for a man.
Yes?
What would that list be exactly?
You'd make a good reporter, Mr. Callahan. You know that? Well, his physical appearance for one thing. Emmett may not be Clark Gable, but he cleans up surprisingly well. I gave him my grandfather's white suit to wear at the expo. Oh, you should see him in it. He looks positively radiant.
Looks good in a suit. Got it.
And he's completely devoted to me. That's important. I've got no time or tolerance for playboys.
Faithful as a Labrador. Check.
Thirdly, and most important...
Yes?
Well, his mind, of course. It's brilliant, and it's virtuous through and through. His own mind map shows him to be a model citizen.
Good brain, I see. And if it turned out that you were mistaken about any of these qualities...
Say, what's your game?
Just curious, just trying to understand the female mind.
Well, understand this. I'm not some faint-hearted girl who'd run away at the first hint of trouble. I've made a big investment in Emmett. Not money, but I've sunk all my ambitions into him. I'd have to be thoroughly disillusioned before I'd call it quits with Emmett. Got it?
Uh-huh.
Now, Mr. Cub Reporter, is there anything else?
Yes, there's several other things I must discuss. Discuss with you.
What the heck is this mental alignment meter of Emmett's?
Oh, it's an absolutely revolutionary invention! Measures a person's affinities, what he's attracted to, what he's repulsed by, that sort of thing.
Interesting. And it really works?
Well, of course! What's the point of inventing something that doesn't work? Or, anyway, it works well enough for my purposes.
Can't wait to see this mental alignment meter for myself.
Rather hard for me to picture Emmett as a chick magnet.
Chick magnet?
A guy who gets the girls, motors running.
Motors?
Who makes them, you know.
You mean a chic?
Yeah.
Well, it's a matter of taste, I suppose, but when he's properly pomaded and decked out in my grandfather's white suit, Emmett just glows. Makes my heart flutter a bit just to picture him.
Yes. Okay.
So you say Emmett only has eyes for you?
Absolutely. It's almost embarrassing how devoted he is to me.
Well, it's good to hear he's finally settling down.
Yes. Settling down?
Ready to stop playing the field, as it were.
Playing the... Oh, you're joking.
No. Emmett's really supposed to have eyes for a woman from the 19th century, who originally died, but he saved her.
You say you know Emmett is a model citizen, but you don't know him as well as I do. Did you know he once cheated some Libyans out of plutonium?
Plutonium? What would Libyans want with plutonium? I'm sure he had a very good reason. Emmett's mind map demonstrates conclusively his brain is oriented toward virtue.
This one time, to power one of his science experiments, Emmett hijacked a train.
Please, there hasn't been a train hijacking in Hill Valley since the days of Mad Dog Tannen.
Oh yeah, of course.
Emmett's done a lot of shady things in his time. My vice principal warned me to stay away from him.
Your vice principal sounds like a dolt.
Ha, and little do you know that his vice principal happens to be your brother.
But I can't help feeling sorry for him.
Who?
All of Emmett's other girls, now that he's with you.
Please, I think I know Emmett by now. There are no other girls.
That's where you're wrong. Witch.
I wonder what's going to happen to Emmett's little black book.
Little black book?
Oh, it's legendary. That's what enabled Emmett to become the, Valentino of Hill Valley High. Gee, I wonder if he'd let me have it.
You must think I'm pretty gullible, Mr. Callahan.
Yeah, such wishful thinking.
That's all the questions I got.
Very well, then.
Hey, it's Trixie.
Hey, Audie. You seen my Oriole?
You mean this?
Yeah, thanks.
She gets to come and go freely, and I'm forced to wait. I love it.
Okay, let's go have a chat with Trixie now. And see what her job is at the expo.
To all who approach these hallowed halls, I bid thee welcome. To all who approach these hallowed halls, I bid thee welcome. To all who... Oh, hiya, kid. Say, aren't you the fellow who...
Got you to turn on Kid Tannen? You bet.
You look younger without your mustache. That was a dirty trick, you know, making me think Kid had gone and iced Audie.
I'm sorry, but it was the only way I could...
Forget about it. I'm trying to. Yesterday's in the past. That's my motto. You gotta live for today.
Right.
So what are you doing down here anyway? Do you wish to pull the levers that control the future? At the expo, silly. Technology for a better tomorrow, and all that.
Oh, yeah, that's actually why I'm here.
Right. So
who are you supposed to be?
Don't you know your Homer? I am Techni Muse of Progress. You can tell by the lightning bolts.
Must have slept through that class.
I'm supposed to be a goddess-like. I'm the one who inspires all the great men who make the discoveries. And women, too. Leave us not forget Madame Curie.
I never would. So you work for the expo?
Yeah, ain't it a kick? I greet all the important guests, and on the final day, I get to bestow the golden sundial on the winning contestant.
Golden sundial? Okay, A good way to put it, I guess.
Techne, Muse of Progress. Not a bad gig.
Artie got it for me. It's my entree into respectability.
Listen, I've got a proposal for you. I have this friend, right?
No dice. I'm only seeing Artie now.
It's not like that. See, my friend's in a relationship with Edna Strickland.
Oh, poor schmuck. I wouldn't wish her on anyone.
Then you see where I'm coming from. He won't listen to reason, but I thought she might call it off if she thought he and you were, you know.
Ah, you are an evil imp, ain't ya?
Sometimes a guy's gotta resort to underhanded tricks. What do you say?
Sorry.
Ah.
Edna might be a pill, but if I play dirty tricks on every dame who disapproves of me, well, I'd play a lot of dirty tricks. Besides, such stunts are beneath the dignity of Techne, Muse of Progress.
Man, what a bummer.
Look, my friend Emmett really needs help.
The one who's going out with Edna Strickland? You're darn right he needs help.
I'm not asking you to actually seduce him. Just make her think that you two have a thing going. It'll drive her crazy.
I guess it would.
So...
I wouldn't do that to another girl unless I was good and mad at her. And besides, it might tarnish my image as a muse.
Unless you were mad at her, eh? Then I gotta find a way to make that happen.
So, Artie's working for the expo too, huh?
Oh, Artie's doing swell. The papers made a big deal of him testifying against Kid. People have been beating down his door ever since the trial. The expo's darn lucky they could get him.
Yeah, I guess so.
What's Artie's job?
Oh, he's a real high muckety-muck at the expo. He's in charge of all the money, and the hiring and firing.
Hey, not bad.
You're telling me, and super respectable, too. It's a real relief for him to have a job where the boss never pulls a gun on him.
Oh yeah, you got that right. No doubt he's happy as a lark to no longer be working for Kid Tannen.
It's good to see that you and Artie are both doing okay.
We're more than okay. And if things keep going the way they're going, we may be more than just friends before you know it.
Well, don't get too serious too fast.
Nah, we're keeping things casual, for now.
Good. I'm sure Grandma will appreciate that.
Yeah, that's right, because he is indeed supposed to hook up with your grandmother.
How's Kid's trial going?
Slowly. You know what they say. The wheels of justice grind slowly, but infinitely fine.
Except in Hill Valley, where they don't move at all.
What?
Nothing. It's just, something I heard once. So no regrets about turning him in?
None at all. I should have known better than to take up with him in the first place. But what can I say? I was dumb. I let myself get taken in by his charm.
Charm?
Let's just hope you never end up making that mistake again.
Whose idea was it to put a science and technology expo in Hill Valley?
Beats me. Artie says it's all bred in circuses. But I ain't seen a single clown yet today.
Well, that's about it.
See you, Trixie.
From this chamber of wonders, we bid you a fond adieu.
Jeez, was saying all that really necessary? What's the deal with this guy?
Hey, excuse me.
Yeah?
When does the expo
Not
open?
till tonight. Anybody without official business here, please get off the grounds!
My
You
God.
got official business here?
Yeah.
Well, stay out of the way of the workers. You look familiar. Do I know you?
Nope.
As I was saying, my God, this guy has issues. Plus, he's the same guy from the expo who thought Marty was, making eyes at his girlfriend. The guy who tried to punch him.
Hey, Artie.
Officer!
Officer?
Right. Don't blow your cover.
Will you please keep your mind on the task at hand?
Can't talk right now.
Okay, I'll come back later then. Let's go back to Doc now.
Have you figured out what's wrong with the time circuits?
Not sure. Possibly. It seems to me to be a simple wiring issue, but I'm double-checking to make sure. All the basic equipment appears to be functional.
Any chance I could borrow the DeLorean? I want to drop in on young you at the lab.
Well, I don't know. The time circuits...
Listen, I promise I won't take it to 88.
Even so, I'm worried about letting it out of my sight while it's still behaving unpredictably. Tell you what, I'll take it on a test drive 1 minute into the past. If it passes the test, I'll let you borrow it.
Okay.
It worked. Didn't it?
I'm afraid not. In fact, the discrepancy appears to be getting worse. I arrived 6 hours ago.
Oh, too bad.
I didn't want to risk undoing any of the work you've done thus far, so I kept out of sight. But the time lag wasn't entirely a waste. I stopped by the hardware store and bought the parts for a chronometric analyzer.
A what?
A diagnostic device. See, I plug it into the time circuits and set them to cycle. When the green light goes off, I should have the data I'll need to understand the scope of the problem.
Hey, no driving the exhibits off the lot!
Looks like you'll have to find another set of wheels if you want to get to the lab.
Okay, now let's actually talk to Doc. That's what I meant to do.
Ah, good. You're back. Give me the full report.
She says she likes you because you've got a virtuous mind, you look good in a suit, and you're completely faithful to her.
Damn, she's got me dead to rights. Well, you'll just have to find a way to change her mind. I'll be here if you need any help. Do you need any help?
Let's see here.
I think I'm starting to get a plan.
Good. Tell me. No, don't. After all, it's my history we're talking about. If I learn how you're planning on altering it, my resolve may weaken.
Okay, fine, whatever.
So, what do we do about Edna?
Only one thing we can do. Lie. Make me out to be a less desirable catch than I really am.
Why would she believe me? She said she knows you inside and out.
Then you'll have to resort to skullduggery. You've done it before. You gotta be getting good at it by now.
Yeah, I guess I am.
Yep, that's right.
Any idea what your teenage self is doing right now?
Unless I miss my guess, he's in the garage frantically working on his latest invention and cursing because he can't quite get it to work. There!
Yeah, just like you.
I suggested a little scheme to Trixie, but I don't know if she's gonna go along with it.
Pursue whatever strategies you like, but please don't tell me the details.
I'm having trouble finding another set of wheels. You sure I can't?
Not till I finish running these tests. Perhaps an electric commuter train.
This is 1931, remember?
Oh, right. Well, I'm sure you'll find something.
Yeah, I think I may come up with something. Hopefully.
Dad never told me about a Hill Valley Expo.
It was Mayor Thomas's idea. He had visions of Hill Valley becoming a magnet for big investors in the technology sector. But the venture folded after the third year when the influenza exhibit leaked into the concession stand.
Oh.
That's enough. Okay, Marty needs to find another way to get to Emmett's lab. And I wonder exactly how I'm gonna do that. Oh wait, I think I need to talk to Edna again after I talk to Trixie.
Back again, Mr. Callahan? What can I help you with?
I was thinking. I found out about Trixie Trotter.
Yes?
Apparently they made her some sort of queen of the festival. Techne, the muse of progress.
They didn't. Well, they said this expo would give Hill Valley a reputation. I didn't realize this is what they meant.
What have you got against Trixie?
It's the idea of it. Allowing our city to be represented by a woman like that. I won't stand for it. As a socially conscious citizen, I demand you discharge that muse.
Trixie? What's wrong with her?
Oh, she's hardly qualified for an honorific post at a public event.
Look, lady, she fits the costume. She's an American citizen, and she managed to memorize all her lines. What more qualifications do you want?
Oh, these people are impossible.
Seriously, what's your problem with Trixie?
Why do you want to get Trixie fired?
One simply can't allow women like that to attain positions of respect in society. It creates a very bad precedent for the future.
Does it?
But try telling it to this poor sap. She's got him completely steamrolled. That's how they operate.
Is it?
Still, I could get her discharged if I had the goods on her. No doubt a woman like that has left a trail of scandal, and I'd find it if I were still a reporter. But I haven't got time to do the legwork now. I'm too busy with Emmett and our His invention.
Believe it or not, getting Trixie fired is exactly what you need to do.
So you wouldn't hesitate to get Trixie fired from her job?
If I had the goods on her. She's obviously got her employer completely bamboozled. The only way to snap him out of his spell would be to show him something really shocking.
Okay, you want the goods on Trixie? I'll get you some.
That's all the questions I got.
Very well, then. How about you? Have you got any questions for me?
No.
Then kindly let me pass.
I'm afraid I can't until I've located your registration form.
Oh, this is absurd!
So as you saw, Cue Ball is all of a sudden here, at this truck, and you do need to talk to him next.
No keys. I'll have to find my wheels somewhere else.
Well, using this truck to get to the lab is out of the question.
Hey, pal.
Oh, jeez, this guy again.
Funny, I was gonna say the same thing.
And why his teeth were all green is beyond me.
Shouldn't you be in jail with the rest of Kid's gang?
I was, but then an opportunity availed itself and I
sang like a canary.
I prefer to think of it as exhibiting an admirable sense of self-preservation.
No doubt he's glad to no longer be a member of Kid's gang.
Have you heard from Kid lately?
We're not exactly on speaking terms these days, on account of our varying degrees of incarceration.
What kind of stuff have they got you hauling here?
How the heck would I know? Electro this, robo that, dynamo the other. It's all Greek to me.
Okay.
Will you be playing piano for Trixie later?
Nah.
Why not?
'Cause little Miss Goody Two-Shoes thinks she's too respectable for cue ball these days.
Oh, you're no longer her piano player? Okay.
You seem kind of angry about Trixie.
Angry? Listen, kid, me and Trixie go way back. I know stuff about her that even Kid doesn't know. Stuff that'd curl your socks.
Really?
Oh, yeah. And now to see her flouncing around the place, making like her stink don't smell, it just cheeses me off, you know?
Oh, wait, hold on.
So what's so, toe-curling about Trixie's past?
Yeah, like I'm gonna tell you.
Oh, come on.
No.
Tell you what, I'll tell you something embarrassing about me first.
Like what?
Well, how about this?
My mom saw me in my underwear.
That ain't so bad.
Last year?
Okay, that's pretty bad. All right, Junior, you win. That was pretty embarrassing. Almost as embarrassing as this.
Is that Trixie?
Yep.
She's not wearing much.
No kidding. She did a lot of these artistic postcards a few years ago. I got a whole set of them.
Can I, have one?
I don't know. You ain't gonna do nothing bad with it, are you?
Hey, I promise. I'll only use it for the greater good.
Well, okay.
Well, that's gotta be one interesting postcard.
Hey, what's with your teeth?
My teeth?
Yeah, they're green.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Liar.
Seriously, man, what's going on with your teeth?
It's nothing. Nothing. Oh, crap.
What's wrong?
It's these.
Dr. Frinkle's algae cakes?
A crate of them fell off the truck while I was unloading it, and I just can't stop eating them. How was I to know they'd turn my teeth green?
Well, the algae part might have been a clue.
Please don't rat me out, Artie, okay? I really need this job.
No problem, but you better let me keep the cakes.
Sure thing, pal.
Who in the right mind would eat any kind of snack that tastes like algae? Ugh, that's doesn't sound appetizing.
Hang loose, pal.
You talk funny, mister.
What's so funny about the way Marty talks? No, whatever. Oh, and hey, while I have these algae cakes, I can share them with the people all around here. And you get a trophy. Well, I'm pretty sure you get a trophy for giving rice cakes to enough. Not rice cakes, algae cakes to enough people, such as this anger issue guy.
How about an algae cake?
Yes, I am feeling a bit peckish. Where the hell did you get that crap?
The expo.
Well, he clearly doesn't like the taste of algae. But what about Edna?
How about an algae cake?
Don't mind if I do. Not bad. Algae, you say? I'm going to suggest that they add that to the menu at the orphanage.
Okay. So Edna likes the algae cakes. Will Harper like them?
How about an algae cake?
Much obliged. That was different?
Yeah, plus your teeth are green now. What about you, Trixie? Would you care to go for a snack?
How about an algae cake?
One doesn't normally think of algae as a dessert item, but, what the hell? Well, it's got a very, unique flavor.
Unique, eh? Also, let's take a closer look at this postcard Cue Ball gave to Marty.
Trixie sure got some nice, antlers. This is definitely something Edna wouldn't approve of.
My god, Trixie is topless in this thing. And I got a trophy for examining this postcard. Not to mention the fact that there's a moose in it. And Harper said that Trixie's American, but Subby tells me he's wrong about that. Oh, Edna, I may have the goods on Trixie for you.
You might want to take a look at this.
Why in the world would I be interested in... Oh, what have we here? Oh, sir! Mr. McFly! It appears your muse has been inspiring more than progress.
Trixie? Oh, no. What are you doing with a dirty postcard?
What is she doing in a dirty postcard? I swear, Mr. McFly, if that doesn't convince you that Trixie Trotter is unfit to represent Hill
I
Valley...
don't need you to lecture me about who I can or can't hire, Miss Strickland. Trixie's darn good at what she does. I don't care if she was once the winsome wench of Winnipeg. Her past doesn't matter to... Trixie?
What is it, Artie?
You know I don't like to pry, but what state did you grow up in?
Province, Manitoba. Why?
Not even an American.
See, darling, the charter specifically states that the Expo's hostess must be a U.S. citizen, so if you're really a Canadian...
I'm being fired? You are firing me?
I don't want to.
Here, take it back.
Well, I'm glad somebody's listening to reason.
Let's talk.
Oh boy, she sounds pretty mad at Edna now. Can't believe I really had to do that.
Trixie?
I'll do it. I'll make that blue-nosed bitty eat her heart out.
That's great. I got it all planned out. When Emmett shows
But
up...
we gotta do it my way.
Huh?
I'm no good with improvising, and I ain't gonna memorize no lines. But I was in this play once. The Parlourmaid's Predicament. I figure I could lift a scene from that.
Okay.
Only, I need a few props.
Why am I not surprised?
Some furs, a big diamond. It doesn't have to be real, understand?
That makes it easier.
And something from this friend of yours, Emmett. Has he got a photo album?
I don't know. Probably.
Better bring it to me.
Furs, a diamond, and Emmett's photo album. And then?
Sit back and watch the fur fly.
Okay, girl, I'll get you those free props. In fact, I see a diamond right there. There are 5 buttons here you can interact with, and... Wait, I should be able to interact with this train okay, there.
My future wouldn't be built so shoddily.
Hi, Miss Strickland. I was just...
Break what you like, Mr. Callahan. It's no skin off my nose. Just keep away from Emmett's booth. Speaking of whom, I'd better go see what's keeping him.
Why not just let me do that?
You should stay here.
What?
I mean, you want to deal with that situation at the registration booth.
Oh, that. We finally found that form. It was... in my purse.
But...
Tut, tut. Not another word. I've got the rest of the day all mapped out.
Miss Strickland!
I'm sorry, I don't recognize you. Heavens, you shaved off your hair, but Carl Sagan?
I'd like a word with you, if I may.
I'm not sure it would be seemly for me to be seen in the company of an alleged arsonist.
I think it may be in your best interests. You see,
Let's go somewhere where we can talk privately.
go. I'll keep her occupied till you get back.
Nice move, Doc. But now, let's start playing around with these buttons.
The century looks
How am I ever gonna get that done?
Metropolis. Of course,
I'll just push all the buttons and see what happens. Come on, next button. Oh.
It must be our venerable town square. Artificial
Well, what do you know? Messing with all the buttons got me this diamond.
The function remains the same as ever. But where are all the people? Why,
I don't even know if it's a real diamond, but Trixie said it didn't have to be real, so it'll have to do.
Into the earth, giving...
And I'm gonna wait until I get the other two accessories before I give them to Trixie. I also just realized I still haven't given an algae cake to Doc.
Future Hill Valley's 10 million citizens, plenty of space to work, play,
found a set of wheels.
and raise
Good.
their
And you can
families.
visit my younger self. He could use a good talking to right about now. I'll keep her occupied till you get back.
But wait. I selected the algae cakes.
How about an algae cake?
Yeah, that tastes exactly like the sludge that Edna was pumping into me back in the Citizen Plus ward.
Oh, well, sorry about that. Plus, you now have green teeth. So, apparently, this right here, which... Yep, it's clearly a skateboard, even though they weren't supposed to be invented yet. Not until, I'm guessing, the 60s.
The underside of this future train model looks familiar. I wonder if it can ollie.
Well, let's find out. Maybe this ought to get me to Emmett's lab.
Hang on, Emmett. Hope you're ready for a big breakup.
Oh yeah, it's a skateboard.
Emmett?
Thanks again for your assistance, Detective Parker.
Detective? What the hell is Kid doing here?
Nothing criminal, I assure you. I was just getting a mind map of Mr. Tannen for our exhibition at the Expo. The authorities wouldn't allow Edna and I to stage a demonstration of the mental alignment meter with a violent felon, but this little baby is just as good. Okay, let's see now what's next. Check the stew, sort the maps. Ooh, I almost forgot that.
Edna really is cracking the whip, isn't she?
Well, yes, but she's got my best interests at heart. Without her, I can get so distracted. Did she send you down here to check up on me?
Yeah, she wanted to come herself, but...
She's busy too, I know. Well, you're a poor substitute for Edna's lovely features, but make yourself at home.
Thanks.
No thanks are necessary. Without you, I'd never be where I am now. In love with the woman of my dreams. And a mere 6 hours from my first public triumph as a scientist. Wait a minute. 6 hours? Jumping Jehoshaphat, I'm running out of time!
Well, in that case, go ahead and get to work. Also, this is indeed the same lab from episode 1, where Marty and Emmett were making the rocket fuel. And I do believe this right here is Emmett's mental alignment meter. Okay, let me pause real quick. Be right back. Alright, now, let's get to looking around. Oh, but first, let's see.
That's a good thing these things never caught on.
I accidentally hit the square button. But let's give Emmett an algae cake now and see if this will give me a trophy.
Hey, Emmett, got a sec?
Why, yes. In fact, I've got several.
But you said you were running out of time. And I thought...
You look busy. Why don't we talk later?
Sure thing.
I was trying to give him an algae cake.
Hey, Emmett, need a snack?
Desperately. What is it?
Some sort of algae cake. It's supposed to be nutritious.
Oh, I've heard of these. Oh, they better be really nutritious.
Well, rice cakes are certainly nutritious. I think you're better off eating those. I myself am, well, I eat rice cakes a lot. What do we have around here? Ooh, what's cooking in this pot?
Nah.
Oh, God.
Hey, Emmett, what's cooking?
That's an old Brown family recipe for Hassenpfeffer.
Hassenpfeffer?
Rabbit stew. The trick is to add the cumin an hour after the carrots. Take a whiff. Isn't that just about the best thing you've ever smelled in your life?
It's, powerful, yeah.
I've got it on a slow boil for later.
And too bad I can't smell the stew myself. But seriously, rabbit stew? Is that possible to cook up rabbits in real life? I'd rather not know.
What's this?
That's a can of used motor oil, rocket fuel waste, and assorted chemical sludge left over from my abandoned rocket car.
Gross.
Accounting doesn't enter into it, but it is disgusting. Would you mind disposing of it on your way out?
Sure.
Yep, that oil got added to the inventory as well.
How does the mental alignment thing work?
Here, I'll show you.
Hey!
The test subject wears this mind mapping helmet, which probes the brain by measuring fluctuations in skin conductance and electrical resistance on the surface of the parietal lobe.
Uh-huh.
When I turn on the mind mapping helmet with this radio switch, the subject is exposed to a series of visual stimuli, intended to provoke a series of positive or negative responses, as indicated by these lights on the helmet.
Hey, is that?
As the responses are recorded, they're relayed to this special typewriter, which prints out a punch card that represents the subject's mind map.
All I see is a bunch of holes.
Well, to you, maybe. But to our mental alignment meter, this mind map is nothing less than a peek into your subconscious. Observe as I place your mind map into the MAM.
Layabout? Is that machine calling me a slacker?
No, your own physiological responses did.
Well, I'd say that's heavy. But shouldn't there be... Ah, yes, I was looking for this easel.
What's this?
It's the placard we'll be putting in front of our booth at the expo.
The scientist that caught Kid Tannen?
A small exaggeration, but Edna says it'll attract investors. What do you think of the picture?
That's not a good expression for a picture. I better not offend Emmett, though.
It's fine.
Really?
Really.
Well, that's a relief. You have no idea how long it took to find one in my mother's photo album that Edna approved of.
Wait, photo album? Now that's one of the props Trixie needs. I'll worry about that later, though.
I'd be careful of that if I were you.
Why?
The rocket fuel experiment must have stripped one of the teeth in the hand crank. As a consequence, if you turn it for more than 10 seconds, it... sends out an electric shock.
And your helmet reacted to that. What about the aquarium tank here?
Ew.
Ugh. Did the clamp fall off again?
Yeah.
Put it back on. Oh, I don't even know why I keep that bacteria tank around. Every time the clamp falls off the nitrogen tube, it takes a couple of minutes before I can get the stench out of the air. Whew.
I'm glad that I can't smell that. But I meant to interact with the tank itself, not the valve.
How goes the bacteria farm?
Not so hot. The bacteria have kind of gotten out of control. I had to put a clamp on the nitrogen tube to keep the stench from flooding the lab.
Of course, this is the same bacteria made to use, or used to make the rocket fuel. Not to mention, there's the bellow right there for stoking the fire. Oh yeah, and in order to get Emmett's photo album for Trixie, I have no choice but to tell him that the picture is not so good.
What are you looking at?
Your picture.
Why? Is something wrong?
I'm afraid now is the time to be honest.
You look a little... constipated.
What? Edna said I looked intense.
Yeah, intensely focused on taking it.
I get the picture. I'll have to find a better one. Unfortunately, there's a lot to choose from.
Heavy.
Extremely. Mother has been rather obsessive about photographically cataloging my life.
Alright, I got Trixie's second prop. Okay, select it, please.
Hey, Emmett, I've got an idea.
What?
Why don't I take your photo album over to Edna so she can pick out your new picture?
That's a great idea. She's got a better eye for these things than I do anyway. Thanks, pal.
Don't mention it.
Let's see what Marty says when I examine it.
Emmett says this album has pictures of him all the way back to when he was a baby.
Well, why wouldn't it? What about these mind map cards right here?
The mind of a degenerate criminal.
This kid Tannen's mind map, as captured by our mind map helmet.
You could tell he's a criminal just by looking at this?
No, but when it's fed into the mental alignment meter...
Weird.
Weird nothing. It's science.
Okay, for some reason there were no sound effects on that machine when Emmett put the card in. That's strange. Plus, we know now what Kid looks like without his hat.
If I'm gonna take Emmett's mind map, I better replace it with another one.
You think Marty could just simply swap the mind map cards, but he can't because they have Emmett and Kid's names on them. So he has no choice but to make a new mind map for Emmett that will make him look like a degenerate criminal, which will hopefully make Edna break up with him.
I Don't Care by Trixie Trotter?
Edna doesn't approve of that sort of music, but I find it very soothing. Oh.
This is the same song, I Don't Care, that you heard in episode 2. Now, what else can I interact with?
Hey, could we watch Frankenstein on this?
Sorry, Harry, but I need this projector to trigger positive and negative visual stimuli for my mental alignment test. Besides, a movie like Frankenstein should really be watched on a big screen, don't you think?
Yeah, you're right, good point. What about the printer here?
What's this typewriter do again?
During a mental alignment test, it takes messages from the mind map helmet and turns them into punch cards, like the one from Mr. Tannen over there.
Seems complicated.
Actually, it was all rather easy to put together, once Edna gave me the idea.
Sounds to me like you should be working on harder problems then.
What? Sorry, I've got to get back to work.
Well, I'm glad the song's over now.
What's this?
The mind map cards from the dozens of subjects I've tested during the last few weeks. I've got to get them sorted before the expo begins.
Why?
Edna's got this grand scheme to catalog all of Hill Valley citizens by their mental alignment. Isn't that cute?
Not really.
Yeah, I fail to see what's so cute about that.
Nothing happened.
Well, that button advances the slides during the mind mapping test. It only works while the test is running.
Yeah, that's right, and I'm not ready to mess around with that yet. Let's finally chat with Emmett.
Emmett?
Yeah?
So, you and Edna, how serious are you guys?
Well, we both enjoy a good joke every now and then, but I'd say on the whole we're fairly serious people. Why do you ask?
No. What I mean is, how serious is your relationship?
Oh, well, as a scientist, I can't state this with 100% confidence, but I'm provisionally certain that I'm head over heels in love.
Really? With Edna?
What can I say? She's my muse. In the week since we've been courting, she's given me so many wonderful ideas.
Yes, how unfortunate.
Are you sure Edna's the right woman for you?
What do you mean?
Well,
Isn't she a little, cold?
Don't let the schoolmarm exterior fool you, buddy. Edna's got enough warmth to raise a liter of water from 0 to 100 degrees centigrade. Know what I mean?
I kinda wish I didn't.
Oh, okay, so you can choose the other two options.
I don't know. I just think Edna might be a little dangerous.
Oh, I agree.
You do?
Like all independent women, she's a danger to the patriarchal status quo. That's one of the things I love about her. She shakes things up.
You have no idea.
Aw, man.
Don't you think she's a little controlling?
Controlling? Edna? No. She's just giving me a little much-needed guidance. Before I met her, I was such a flibberty-gibbet, always getting distracted by the slightest stray idea. But now, thanks to Edna, I stay focused on the task in front of me, like a narrowband stream of stimulated photon emissions. Focused!
I just think you should be careful, that's all.
Thanks for the concern, but I'll be fine.
Right, whatever you say.
Is all this new stuff what you're showing off at the expo?
Yes, it's our mental alignment meter.
Mental alignment meter?
You already know about him, Marty.
I thought you were working on some sort of rocket car.
Oh, the rocket propulsion system was far too unreliable, as that incident with Einstein proved. By the way, whatever happened to Einstein?
I wish I knew.
Anyway, I started tinkering with an alternate method of propulsion, but that was before things started heating up with Edna. Our conversations about the possibilities of applying technology to social ills pushed my research in a whole new direction.
And I have to choose this one now.
What's a mental alignment meter?
It's the most revolutionary piece of technology since the cotton gin.
What does it do?
It reads and interprets the subconscious desires of the human mind.
Again, Marty, you already knew about it.
Why would you want to probe people's minds?
Why wouldn't you? Imagine being able to diagnose mental disorders with a flick of a switch, or detect the truthfulness of courtroom testimony merely by connecting a witness to a small portable device.
Your machine does all that?
Not yet. Frankly, right now the whole thing's just a gussied-up potentiometer. But with years of refinements and a whole lot of investors, the MAM will be able to identify countless psychosis and neurosis, alcoholism, acrophobia, edible complexes.
And?
And then we can set about curing them, of course.
Of course.
Yeah, well, I'm afraid it's not the good kind of cure.
Anyway.
Let's see here.
How are things between you and your father? I'm kind of surprised he hasn't torn down your lab yet.
Well, he's still angry with me and threatening to cut me out of his will, but I'm hoping that the civic potential of my mental alignment meter will win him over.
Yeah, good luck trying to achieve that.
What do you say we take a break for a couple of hours and go see a movie?
A couple of hours?
Actually, it may be more like 70 minutes.
I haven't got a couple of hours. I still got all these mind maps to sort, and the MAM's wiring is still giving me fits, and...
I get it, you're busy.
Of course, he's just too obsessed with his demonstration.
What's with the new threads?
You like them?
You look like Colonel Sanders.
Who?
Never mind.
Edna gave them to me. She says my usual clothes don't have enough zing for a public exhibition.
Colonel Sanders. I don't even know what year KFC first existed. But, okay.
Can't believe you invented all this in 2 months.
Well, like I said, there's not really a whole lot of inventing going on here. I just dressed up a $5 potentiometer with a lot of bells and whistles.
But...
don't get me wrong, it does a remarkable job of telling whether a subject is currently liking or disliking what they're experiencing. But all the extra stuff about sorting out criminals from model citizens is mostly a bunch of hooey at this point.
Did you make a mind map of yourself?
Of course. Take a look.
Edna's right. You are a model citizen.
At least as far as my invention's concerned. Confidentially, this whole enterprise is a little light on the hard science and a little heavy on the smoke and mirrors.
Seriously, Marty, you already knew Emmett had a mind map for himself.
You get back to work. We'll catch up later.
Thanks.
Okay, now, let's get to making Emmett's new mind map. Let's get this test started. This activates the test, and brings up the first slide. A slide of Edna. Now what you need to do is, well, while Emmett's not paying attention, you need to give him the proper reaction. And it's supposed to be the opposite reaction. Like, he needs to give up a bad reaction to a positive figure, such as Edna.
It's a picture of Edna. Since Emmett's got the hots for her, I guess she's supposed to provoke a positive response.
And one way you can have Emmett react negatively, well, there's the generator. His helmet is going to switch to the red light. After that, you hit the slide advancer to move on to the next slide. That's a picture of John Wilkes Booth, Abe Lincoln's assassin, which means he gives off a negative response.
Wait, I know that. That's John Wilkes Booth, the guy that shot Lincoln. So I guess he's supposed to be a negative figure.
So now I gotta have the light on Edmund's helmet turn green. And one way you can do that, well, you can turn on the gramophone right there. but the song's gonna be playing for the whole test, and that's gonna mess things up. So let's go with the stew pot.
Careful, don't let all the flavor escape.
Don't worry, I won't. Ah, so now he's got a positive response to John Wilkes Booth. Next slide. Oh god, the green light is flickering for some reason. Oh, he's still liking that smell, so I'm gonna have to turn that smell from pleasant to putrid, which will give him a negative response to this picture of Officer Parker.
It's Danny Parker. He's a cop, so I guess he's supposed to get a positive response from model citizens.
Which means, well, here's how I can get rid of the good smell.
Ew.
It doesn't smell bad enough in here, so I better mess with this valve again. The clamp fell off again.
Ew.
Oh.
That's more like it. On to the next slide. And apparently the pattern of the slides go from positive, negative, and so on. That picture is, he's a tannin. Marty doesn't even know which tannin it is, but he's a negative figure. Oh.
I don't know who that is, but he's clearly a tannin, so I guess he's a negative figure.
So let's bring the good smell back.
Ah, that smells much better.
And again. Let's make the smell even better.
That smells good.
Oh yeah, you like that tannin, do you, Emmett? On to the next slide. And I know exactly what the next one is. Well, that picture looks familiar. The picture of that bald kid. Even Marty remembers it.
Hey, I remember that picture from Edna's apartment in 1986. It's a kid and a relative of Edna, so it's probably a positive figure.
Ah yes, of course. It's time to go back to the horrid smell.
Ew.
And I am gonna keep switching, or going back and forth between the aquarium and the stew pot. Because this is pretty much the best way to make the degenerate criminal mind map for Emmett.
Ew.
Hold your nose, you two. Okay, the helmet's back to red, and there's only one slide left. Ah, that's Trixie. And she's supposed to be a negative figure. All because Edna doesn't like her.
Trixie. I don't think Edna approves of her, so I guess she's a negative figure.
Yep, which means it's back to the good smell.
Ah.
Yep, you do love the smell of that hot and pepper. And you love Trixie.
That smells good.
Darn right it does. And that's it. Once I hit this advancer again, the test will end, and the mind map card will print out. That should do it.
Hey Emmett, I think your mind map test is broken.
Oh, well, that switch just keeps shorting out on me. No time to fix it now. I'll have to take care of it at the expo.
Looks like I'm not going to be doing any more mind maps. I guess I'll test this out and hope for the best.
Okay, so when you see that happen, that means you got the right mind map card. You still gotta try it out, though.
Bingo! Now Emmett's mind map is as bad as Tannen's. Now all I have to do is swap this out with Emmett's original mind map, and Emmett's own machine will do him in.
Marty, you know you said all that out loud, right? A good thing Emmett was somehow too deaf to hear that. In you go, you.
holes
wait.
on Emmett's new mind map line up perfectly with kids. I hope that means what I think it does. I should put it in the mental alignment meter to find out.
You already did that, Marty, remember? Go ahead, swap it.
Okay, Emmett. Get ready to meet the new you.
Hey!
What?
I almost left behind my mind map card. We're gonna show it off at the expo as a rare example of a model citizen. Edna kill me if I forgot that.
She might kill you anyway when she gets a look at that mind map. Once Emmett gets to the expo, I'll try to figure out how to get him to put his card in the mental alignment meter. But for now, I better concentrate on making Emmett a slob who cheats.
Oh, okay, I only got that trophy by creating the degenerate criminal card.
On his girlfriend.
And why does the game keep, or why does most of the screen keep going to black whenever I take a look at my trophy? And it is happening on my television screen, not just on the, not just during the recording. Now, the next thing you must do is get Emmett's suit all dirty, using this oil.
Hey, Emmett, I've got a... Whoa! Whoops.
What the heck?
Oh, jeez, I'm sorry. Your suit's ruined. Edna's gonna be royally PO'd.
Wrong.
What?
When Edna gave me this suit, I realized that the probability of me keeping it clean was infinitesimally remote, so I spent a few hours whipping up this.
Whoa! What was that?
A chemical compound capable of wiping the grime off any surface.
Emmett, you'll make a fortune.
Not anytime soon, I'm afraid. Due to an inherent instability in its molecular makeup, after 12 hours, the cleanser's component chemicals break down into a series of cloth-shredding enzymes, rendering it unsuitable for commercial use.
Wait a minute, does that mean your suit's gonna dissolve in 12 hours?
Hey, gods, no. The solution dissipates into the air after it's applied. But it does mean that after this batch of cleanser ages another 11 hours and 53 minutes, it would eat away this suit faster than 1,000 starving moths. And that would be a crisis of unimaginable proportions.
Why?
Because this suit belongs to Edna's grandfather, who wore it on his wedding day. Poor guy was gunned down just a few years later.
Emmett?
Well, enough wool gathering. Back to work.
Oh yeah, he mentioned Marshall Strickland. That was indeed his suit. But now you need to examine that cleansing shower again to get an item you'll need.
I don't want to get that covered in any messy oil.
The game should really just automatically unequip the item you use.
That cleanser doesn't seem very portable.
It isn't, but this is.
A perfume bottle?
Yes. No. I mean, yes, it's a perfume bottle, but inside is a concentrated dose of my all-purpose cleanser. With a little luck, this should last me through the next 12 hours before its component chemicals break down into a series of cloth-destroying enzymes.
Clever.
I'll be taking the spray bottle if you don't mind.
What the hell is that?
What?
Sorry, I thought I saw a tarantula.
Okay, I do believe I got everything I need now. I still gotta get that third prop for Trixie. I just gotta go back to the high school. Especially now that I have the spray bottle. Okay, come on, exit.
What?
I was just thinking about the future. All that talk about Edna's grandfather made me realize something.
Please let it be something about lightning.
Life can be short, sometimes brutally so. So why not seize the day and grab your happiness while you can?
I'm not sure I like where this is going.
I was saving this for next Valentine's Day, but why should I? I know what I want.
Emmett, no.
I'm gonna ask Edna to marry me. Right now.
No.
Oh, right. I'll wait until tonight at the expo. It'll be much more romantic that way. Just think. By this time tomorrow, Edna and I will be engaged and will be the toast of the scientific community. And I owe it all to you.
You're welcome.
Oh, great. Things may have gotten a little worse. But now let's finally get out of here. Interact with the exit.
Hey, Emmett, I've got to go out for a while.
I thought Edna sent you to make sure I wasn't getting distracted.
Oh, you'll be fine.
Yeah, let's finally leave. Okay, now. Oh, So now, this diorama right here has been uncovered. What do we have here?
Furs donated by Lamont's House of Ermine. At least they're going to a good cause. They're stuck tight in this tar.
Those must be the furs that Trixie needs.
Times may be hard in Hill Valley, but our present worries fade into insignificance when we ponder our Pleistocene past. Is the wolf knocking at your door? Be glad he's not a Tyrannosaurus, king of the ancient lizards. And if you find yourself drowning in debt, well, you could be drowning in something a whole lot stickier, like the Hill Valley tar pits. This peek into the distant past is brought to you by Lamont's House of Ermine, reminding you fur is forever.
Speaking of furs, they may be stuck, but not for long. Not while I got this.
That doesn't need cleaning.
Come on, just... the caveman, that's it.
It's a good thing I did this before Emmett's 12-hour time limit, or the cleanser might have dissolved the fur.
That's right.
I already sprayed him.
Oh, God.
Let's slip out of those furs, shall we?
Okay, that's all free props Trixie needs.
Hey, Trixie. Are these furs good enough?
Well, they're a little ratty, but, they'll work. How about the diamond in the photo album?
I'll get him to you.
You already have, Marty. One photo album.
I brought Emmett's photo album like you asked.
Let's see. Gee, he's not bad looking. In an egghead kind of way.
Remember, I don't want you seducing him for real.
I ain't a cradle robber, kiddo. Now bring me that diamond and we'll be in business.
Oh, we're in business, alright.
Voila.
Say, pretty snazzy for a phony rock. Gimme. Keep that up and I may take a real shine to ya.
I'd rather you take a fake shine to Emmett.
I'm working on it.
So, you got everything you need for your big scene?
Everything except for your friend.
Emmett Brown, redheaded guy about yay high. He'll be the one with Edna Strickland.
Not for long he won't.
Great.
Alright, that's everything Trixie needs. Oh, and hey, I can talk to Arthur now.
Hey, Artie.
Hey, Mr. G-Man. How's the, undercover operation?
If everything goes as planned, we should be wrapping things up real soon now.
Well, when it's time for me to play my part, just say the word.
Oh yeah, that's right, you still haven't met Sylvia yet.
You haven't met Sylvia yet, have you?
My contact person? Not yet. Is he or she at the expo?
I don't think so, and I'm pretty sure it'll be a she.
Well, Sylvia is a female name, right?
So you're the registration guy for the expo?
And chief accountant and paymaster.
Hey, you're coming up in the world.
And none of it would have happened if I hadn't responded to that subpoena.
Oh, wow. Okay. Even though originally answering the subpoena got you killed.
I don't suppose you miss working for Kit Tannen.
No sirree, Bob. I don't know how I ever got mixed up with an abusive, gun-toting thug like that. He even stiffed me on overtime pay.
Okay, well.
Why'd you have to go and fire Trixie?
You think I wanted to? It's illegal for me to knowingly hire a Canadian for the job, and I don't want to be in trouble with the law again.
Unless perhaps you get lucky enough to find a loophole in the rulebook. I hope so.
Think the Hill Valley Expo will be a success?
I don't see why not. Why shouldn't California have its own high-technology center?
Well, it is pretty advanced, even for the early 30s.
Keep your eyes open for Sylvia.
What should I do when I meet her?
Just let nature take its course.
Good advice.
Keep doing what you're doing, Grandpa.
Grandpa?
That's our, code name for you.
Oh, ha! Funny.
Yes, still, Marty, be careful with what you say. Let's go see how Doc's doing.
I see. Well...
Hey, Doc. Mr. Sagan.
Excuse me a moment, Miss Strickland. I've got her neutralized for the moment. How's the plan proceeding on your end?
Okay,
I swiped this from Emmett's, your lab.
My
It's
anti-stick, anti-stain formula. I remember it well. I had high hopes for that concoction, until I discovered that it decays into a cloth shredding enzyme after 12 hours.
That's what your younger self said.
Yeah, and, now, there should be... oh, yes. I got bad news for you.
Horrible news, Doc. Emmett's gonna ask Edna to marry him tonight.
But that's not how it happened. She didn't get me to propose until much later, that night at the lake.
Something I said must have caused him to move up the timetable.
Great Scott! This time travel business is trickier than I imagined.
Yeah, of course. It's usually a very risky activity.
Edna made a point of saying that teenage you looked great in her grandfather's suit.
I did cut a fine figure in that suit. She hated it when I got it dirty.
Oh yeah, I bet she did.
Is it true that you only had eyes for Edna?
At that time, I'm afraid so. I always tended to idealize the opposite sex. I was educated in a boys' school, and Jules Verne was always a little sketchy with female characters.
You ever got time for a therapy session, Doc? Maybe I could talk teenage you into losing the suit.
I doubt it. I knew how much that suit meant to Edna, and at that time, my only desire was to please her.
Right.
You know how that mental alignment meter of yours pegged you as a model citizen? Well, wait till you...
Stop! You're going to tell me about one of your schemes to make Edna break up with me, aren't you?
Yeah, see, Edna thinks...
I don't want to hear it. I know it's in the service of a good cause, but I still can't bear to know the details of my younger self's impending heartache.
Okay, I'll respect that.
About that gizmo you've got hooked up to the DeLorean?
The chronometric analyzer?
Yeah, what am I supposed to look for again?
A signal that it's done evaluating the time circuits. The analysis can take a while. Be sure to let me know when the light turns green, and I'll take her out for another test run.
Oh yes, that reminds me. Let's check up on that analyzer now.
Doc said to tell him when the light on his diagnostic thingy went green. Hey, the light's green. That means Doc could take the DeLorean out again.
Good. But before you tell Doc about it, you need to put the spray bottle in the car. That way, he'll age the formula for a few hours. Marty needs to have the spray bottle formula age up enough so that it'll dissolve Emmett's suit.
It'll be safe in there.
Oh, Sagan, I have good news now.
Your intentions?
I need to talk to you.
Excuse me, my dear. Yes?
About that gizmo you've got hooked up to the DeLorean?
The chronometric analyzer?
Yeah, the light's gone green.
Wonderful. If the systems check out, I should be able to take it for another test run. I've got to run a short errand, Miss Strickland. I suggest you think about what I've been saying.
Oh, I will.
Let's hope it'll be a success this time.
When did you land this time?
9 hours and 37 minutes ago.
Ouch.
Frankly, it's starting to get a little difficult to avoid running into myself. Still, the time jump yielded some interesting new data on the flux field. I'll run some more tests and we'll see what we find.
Okay, so that's 9 hours for the spray bottle, but it needs to age up to 12 hours.
Doc's trip aged the formula a few hours. Not enough to turn it to acid, though.
And I gotta wait for the lights to turn green again.
Nope, no green light yet.
Oh, great. I don't even know what I'm supposed to do until it becomes green again.
A common parlor maid you see before you, but beneath this apron there beats the heart of a... Oh, hiya, kid.
Sure you got everything you need for your big scene?
Everything except for your friend.
Emmett Brown, redheaded guy about yay high. He'll be the one with Edna Strickland.
Not for long he won't.
Okay, I wasn't even trying to talk to Trixie. I tried to run past her. Wait, showerhead? Really, Marty?
I wonder if that has a massage setting.
No, I wouldn't bet on that. But let me just go back to Cue Ball. I still haven't tried to give him another algae cake, even though he's gonna reject it this time.
How about an algae cake?
No thanks. I'm trying to cut down.
Yeah, good idea. Okay, now I get the trophy. So you have to offer one to Cue Ball as well. Even though he says no to it, but, well, now I got it. You shouldn't, hold on.
Hey, the light's green.
Ah, good. That was fast. Back in you go. Oh, Doc, time for another test run.
I need to talk to you.
Excuse me, my dear.
Not at all, Mr. Sagan. Take your time.
Much obliged, Miss Strickland. Yes?
Your chronometer's gone green again.
Excellent. Let's hope this time my test run is a success. I'm sorry to desert you again.
Yes, well, you've left me with plenty to think about.
And there he goes again.
Any luck this time?
Depends what you mean by luck. My arrival time was off again.
By how much?
8 hours this time. Gave me the chance to take in 3 showings of Frankenstein. Good movie. A bit implausible from a scientific perspective, but I can see how my younger self would have been mesmerized.
What about the DeLorean?
Oh, yes. I did get one critical piece of information. The chromium elements in my circuits became unstable during the temporal shift. I should replace them with titanium.
Great!
Now, unfortunately, titanium won't become commercially available till the Kroll process is perfected in 9 years.
9 years?
But there may be another solution. I'm going to fire up the chronometric analyzer again. Then, while I'm storing it there, you can... Uh-oh. Where did it go?
The lab!
You better get down there before she makes the situation impossible. I'll tend to the DeLorean.
You do that.
Age to perfection.
Back to the lab.
Hey, Emmett, I'm back.
Oh, God.
Oh, my.
You know, I thought you were coming down here to keep Emmett focused on his invention.
No, she is. But she's generously scheduled brief canoodling breaks every 45 minutes to keep my mind fresh.
Time's up, dear. Let's get back to work.
Shall we?
Now, Mr. Callahan, what can I do for you?
Mr. Sagan says he needs to talk to you back at the high school.
He does? Whatever for?
Let's see here.
He wants to give you the scoop about his thrilling escape from Kid Tannen.
That's yesterday's news. Our invention will be tomorrow's story.
Okay, I wanted to pick the other 2 options, but I may have no choice but to go for this.
He says he wants to give you an interview about his invention.
One of those tedious cars of the future?
You know what? Let me reset the checkpoint so I can actually show you those other choices. So, made it back to this point. I had to do plenty of stuff all over again.
Can I go into the lab for a bit? I think I left something in there.
Sorry, but I'm afraid the lab is off limits until Emmett's finished tuning the mental alignment meter.
But...
no exceptions.
God, what a witch.
Can I talk to Emmett? It's kind of important.
It'll have to wait until later. Emmett's got a lot to do before the expo opens. Isn't that right, darling?
You know it, Schnookums.
Schnookums?
You can talk to him later.
Oh, God, they gave each other pet names. Jeez.
Mr. Sagan says he needs to talk to you back at the high school.
He does? Whatever for?
Now, back to this.
He says he wants to give you an interview about his invention.
One of those tedious cars of the future? Oh, that can wait. I've got to keep Emmett focused on his invention.
He wants to give you the scoop about his thrilling escape from Kid Tannen.
That's yesterday's news. Our invention will be tomorrow's story.
Apparently you need to choose this.
He says he's got a lead on the speakeasy arsonist.
He does he? Well, I'm not sure anyone cares about that old story anymore. But I suppose I could spare a few minutes in the service of solving a crime. Will you be all right without me, sweetheart?
It'll be tough, but I think I'll muddle through.
Try to keep him focused. He's so easily distracted.
Don't I wish?
Well, now that she's out of the way, let's return this.
There it is. I've been looking all over for my portable anti-stick, anti-stain formula. Where'd you find it?
Out by the trash?
That's strange. I haven't been out there for hours. Oh well.
Are you gonna spray your jacket? It's looking a little dusty.
Not until it's really dirty. This cleanser doesn't grow on trees, you know. Well, some of the ingredients grow on trees, but the rest are synthesized polycarbonate
Really
detergent
dirty?
blends.
I can do that. I'll wait until you're at the expo to show Edna what a suit-destroying slob you can be.
Well, that's about it.
It is?
Yep. As soon as I get all this stuff loaded into the truck, I'll be ready for the expo. Want to lend me a hand?
How about I go tell Edna you're coming? I'll, get her ready for you to pop the question.
Good thinking. Go on ahead. I'll meet you there.
I really hope this works.
Yep, so do I.
Marty!
Doc!
People always choose this choice right here. I'm going with this.
Where's Edna?
She's inside, setting up her booth. It's almost time for the opening ceremony.
Holy jeez, I better work fast. I think I got it all worked out. When it all comes together, Edna will think you're the worst guy in town. I just need a couple more pieces.
Well, don't go to too much trouble.
What do you mean? Oh,
Okay,
you got Edna to break things off?
Not exactly. You see, I've been mulling things over, and... in the timeline you're from...
The right timeline?
Yes, I've got a wife.
A great wife. Clara, and kids, and a dog, and a bitchin' time train, and...
And Edna? How does her story turn out? How does she end up?
Oh, well, Edna ends up...
Oh god. What should I tell him?
You're not really supposed to know these things in advance. It's bad luck.
But you told me how my story turns out.
Yeah, but...
And it's not as if I'll be in a position to do anything about it once my younger counterpart's destiny has shifted. I imagine I'll be folded into the new timeline, and I'll probably lose all memory of the old one.
Maybe.
So tell me, just to satisfy my curiosity, what's going to become of Edna?
Okay, lie first and then tell the truth.
She's doing great. She's got a full life, lots of friends, always busy.
She's got a fellow?
Sure, lots of them.
Lots of them? She's a tramp?
No, what I meant to say was...
Let's start over. How does Edna end up?
Well, now it's time to come clean.
To be honest, she ends up kinda... sad.
Sad?
She lives with some cats in a dinky little apartment, and she spends most of her time yelling out her window at people, and collecting newspapers, and living in the past.
I see. Perhaps we've been going about this problem the wrong way. Do we really have to completely obliterate my timeline so we can restore yours?
Doc?
Maybe we could have the best of both worlds. I could be with Edna, but it could be a little bit, more healthy.
Can you hear yourself? Do you know what you're saying? Let me remind you.
Aw man, I don't like where this is going.
It was her influence that led you to take over Hill Valley and turn it into this nightmare state.
Come now, it wasn't as bad as all that. The crime rate was low, and the uniforms were nice.
I don't believe this!
All I'm saying is, let's stop and take a breath. This elaborate plan to derail my younger self's love life, is the short-term misery worth the long-term gain? Maybe we could find a third way. One where everybody wins. What do you think?
I think not.
No. I'm sorry, Doc. I can't go along with what you're saying. You don't belong with Edna.
So you're determined to break us up, in spite of my stated wishes?
Basically, yeah.
Then there's nothing left to say.
Where are you going?
Why should it matter to you? Aren't you planning on overriding me?
Well, there he goes. And here comes young Citizen Brown. Episode 4 is almost over, by the way.
Hey, Emmett, what's keeping you?
Oh, hello, Harry. I guess I've got a mild case of stage fright. I'm about to play my big scene, you know? No telling how Edna's gonna react. Wish me luck. Oh, for Pete's sake.
You've, got something on your suit.
Oh, so I have. Anti-stain formula, work your magic.
Emmett!
Just in the nick of time. Step back now. We're gonna need a little space here.
Oh, aren't you a vision? Like something that descended from the heavens.
Yes, I'm feeling a bit elevated at the moment. There's something I've just gotta ask you.
Wait, your tie's a bit crooked.
I've been holding it inside for weeks now, and I've simply gotta get it off my chest.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
My grandfather's suit!
My formula!
Oh.
Don't look! Turn your head! I'll be right back, and we can try this all over again.
Emmett Lathrop Brown!
Huh?
Trixie Trotter! How do you know this woman?
I don't! I mean, I listened to some of her records, and I may have taken a picture or two of her, but I...
Go on! Deny to the world that you know me. Perhaps it is true, but I know you all too well.
What is going on here?
You rich boys are all alike. You think material possessions can compensate for a broken heart. Well, you can take back your furs, and take back this gaudy diamond,
Ouch!
too! I don't need your expensive presents. I need you. And more importantly, little Emmett Jr. needs you.
Well,
Edna,
don't Edna me. Apparently you are not the man I took you for.
But I am, see? The mental alignment meter proves it. I am the man you fell in love with.
Let me see that card. I should have known. A degenerate criminal.
What?
Get out of my sight! I never want to see you again!
That was rough, Emmett. I'm sorry you had to go through it, but things are gonna be okay. You and me can... Emmett?
That went off great, huh?
Yeah. Maybe too great.
Oh yeah, far too great.
Emmett! Emmett!
Go away.
Come on! Where are you? I'm sorry you had to go through that scene at the expo. Things didn't work out the way you expected, but everything's gonna turn out okay. See, I know how this story turns out, and...
The story is over.
My god, what's he sitting up there for?
Stay there, Emmett! Don't throw away your future!
I don't have any future.
That's so not true.
They say I'm crazy, got no sense, but I don't care. They may or may not mean offense, but I don't care.
Stop!
What are you doing up here?
Don't jump!
I wasn't gonna jump.
Then what do you...
This is where I come when I want to think.
Oh.
When I want to be alone.
Oh.
Do you realize you're still wearing that ridiculous helmet?
Well, I'm afraid there isn't any time for that. You need to act.
Can't you take a hint? I don't want you here. I don't need you.
You don't know what you need.
And you do?
As a matter of fact, yeah. You need...
I think Marty will say the same thing no matter what you choose here.
to give your system a jolt. Take in a thriller like Frankenstein.
Frankenstein? I tell you that my very life force is drained away, and you want to talk about Hollywood monster movies.
It's a very inspirational monster movie. Especially the scene where they bring the monster to life. There's this big gurney that lifts him up into the air, and see, there's this wild storm going on, and lightning crashing everywhere. It's amazing. And you just gotta see it, Emmett. It'll change your life.
Look at my helmet. Which light is flashing?
Yellow.
Apathy. I don't care about movies. I don't care about anything anymore. And I never will.
Don't give me that. You care.
You care about so many things, Emmett.
Your heart's broken, I know. First breakup's a bitch, but you'll fall in love again, sooner or later. There's a woman waiting in the wings, and she's worth waiting for.
Spare me the platitudes. Now that Edna has turned my heart into a desiccated husk, I'm done with love. Forever.
No, you can't be.
We're all depending on you to pull it together. Why, you're gonna put Hill Valley on the map.
Oh, please. My greatest fear is that I'll end up frittering my life away in this miserable town.
Well, he's clearly taking this breakup pretty seriously. Why wouldn't he?
You still care about inventing things.
Inventing is overrated. 99% hype, 10% fraud. Name one invention that ever did anybody any good.
How about...
Well, there's,
the telephone. Think how that invention has revolutionized the whole world.
Yes. Now a person can be rejected long distance.
Well, usually people break up by talking to each other in person.
Think about Edison and the light bulb. That was a great invention.
Yeah, might have been. If there was anything in this miserable world worth illuminating.
Aw, man. This isn't working.
The automobile was a great invention, right? You love cars.
Yes. If I'm lucky, I may be struck by one today.
Oh, no. Don't you dare get that kind of feeling. You would not want to get run over.
Help me out here.
You're getting on my nerves, Callahan. At least you would be if I still cared about anything.
Well, how about...
Me! Care about me, Doc.
You?
Yeah.
You did this to me.
Did what?
I was perfectly content drudging away in my dad's law office. You show up out of nowhere, get me all excited about inventing, and disappear. 2 months later, you show up again, you trick me into making a hero out of myself and getting involved with Edna Strickland. Then you appear a third time and pretend to be my friend just so you can yank the rug out from under me and send me sprawling into the dirt.
Okay, I can work with that.
I loathe you, Harry Callahan. Or is that even your real name?
Marty shouldn't blow his cover.
Sure it is. Of course it is.
Well, it's a dumb name. And I guess I'm dumb for getting all worked up over somebody with such a dumb name.
Nah, but unfortunately, Marty has to tell him his real name.
Marty. My name is Marty.
Oh, so everything you've told me's been a lie.
More or less.
Why? Why did you ruin my life?
Because...
Edna was no good for you. She was leading you down the wrong path.
I see. You had my best interests at heart.
Yeah.
Just like my father.
But there's more to it, see. Your father doesn't know your true path.
And you do?
Yes!
How is it that I could create a mental alignment meter and yet fail to realize that you are completely delusional? Oh, what does it matter? The world is absurd.
No, I know exactly what I'm doing. See?
Boy, it's really thundering right now. There's a storm coming.
I know this may sound crazy, but you gotta listen. In 1985, you're gonna invent a time machine.
You're right. It sounds crazy.
I'm just trying to explain where I'm coming from.
Marty, you shouldn't have told him that. But anyway, Marty will keep saying the same thing as in the last choice if you keep choosing this, so you really need to choose the other option.
I did it for fun.
You ruined my life for fun?
Yeah, that's how I get my kicks.
You bastard! And all that time you spent building up my dreams, telling me I was gonna be a great scientist.
Well, sure you're gonna be.
Don't stop dreaming. You are gonna be a great scientist.
Your flattery doesn't work anymore.
No, of course it doesn't.
Yeah, what a laugh. Dreams are only for people with guts enough to follow them.
You're saying I don't have guts?
You? Look at you.
What do you know? A person like you? You don't know the first thing about me. I have more dreams in my little finger than you'll ever have.
Hey, daydreams don't count.
Daydreams? That's what they said to Edison. That's what they said to Einstein. That's what they said to
Dr. Frankenstein?
Yeah, and look what they accomplished. I'm sick of people telling me what I can and can't do. First my father, then Edna, now you. Listen to me, good. From now on, I'm living my life my way. I'm taking my own advice and I'm following my own ideas. My ideas. Do you hear me? My ideas. Scott, I've got it.
Got what?
Solution. My invention. I know how to make it work.
Mental alignment meter?
No, my airborne personal transport device.
The rocket car?
Not rockets at all. That was my mistake. The basic idea was sound, but the propulsion system was unworkable. Lightning. Lightning. Suddenly the answer is clear. It came to me all at once, like
a bolt of lightning?
Exactly. Static electricity. Super ionized static electricity powering the asynchronous oscillation of frictionless plates inside the... What's this stupid thing doing on my head?
Emmett, you're you again.
Here I've been wasting my time with silly mind-reading tricks when there's serious science to be done. And the expo begins at 8.
Get the hell out of here before anything else happens.
What?
I said, let's get out of here before anything...
Oh, sweet Jesus. Oh, crap.
Emmett!
What?
Oh, man, what should I say?
I'm sorry about you and Edna.
Water over the bridge! Now get me down from here!
After we finish this, unnecessary conversation.
I'm sorry I had to get you so upset. See, I figured you needed to...
Forget it! This isn't the time for long-winded explanations.
I know, but still.
Can you climb up?
I'm afraid I can't find a convenient purchase for my upper limbs.
What?
No handhold!
Yep, I can see that.
I'll help you finish your new invention.
Great! The first step is to get me down from here!
There is something in particular you need to say to him, such as this.
Got anything useful on you?
Only my wallet. Oh, and this portable anti-stick, anti-stain formula. Don't!
Oh wow, he's still carrying that around after what happened to his suit.
Can you climb up?
Oh crap.
I'm afraid I can't find a convenient purchase for my upper limbs.
I didn't mean to choose that again.
No handhold!
Got any ideas for me?
I think I used up my quota for the day.
Okay, I guess I'll have to improvise then.
Hang in there.
Very funny.
Now you need to, don't go down the hatch, but go down the rope. You're supposed to swing from this, but not while the statue is still attached to it. You need to get the statue off, using the solution.
Emmett's solution? This stuff's dangerous.
Yeah, thanks to you.
Emmett's helmet. I don't think he needs it now.
You can also interact with the truck.
Should I go for help? Better not leave him.
Good idea. Now, off the statue goes. Not to mention, I think those are the same dog statues that you saw in '86. I don't even remember seeing them on the top of the courthouse before. Not to mention,
that doesn't need to be sprayed by fabric-destroying enzymes.
Not to mention, those statues still look like Einstein.
Hold on!
I wasn't planning on doing anything else.
Of course you weren't. Now Marty can get swinging and save Emmett. Okay, let's get swinging, Marty. You got it. Build enough momentum to reach Emmett. If only I can, come on, swing harder. I'm trying to. Come on, swing harder. Okay, I just switched to the direction pad, and... well, I guess I'll try using that. Oh, I think I got it. Oh, God. Crap. Of course I had to move the red cursor over to Emmett as soon as I reach him. That's right. Select Emmett. Okay, back to swinging. Ah, there.
Gotcha.
Let's get out of here.
Man, they're stuck.
Do something before we're crushed. No!
I know just what to do.
What are you doing?
Trust me. Hold on.
What did you say your name was again?
Marty.
Marty? Thanks.
Don't mention it.
Boy, that was close.
Tungsten. The catalyst will need to be made out of tungsten, given the temperature within the converter will no doubt be intense. We'll have to harvest the filaments from all the light bulbs in my house.
Your invention. You think you can finish it before the end of the expo?
Think? I've got to. My future depends on it.
Let's go.
Of course, the oscillating plates will need to be calibrated precisely. Even the slightest misalignment could cause the magnetic field to fluctuate in intensity, leading to sudden shifts in polarity. The results could conceivably be catastrophic.
Who cares?
My thought exactly. Science should be messy and unpredictable, or else where's the fun of it?
Yep, true said. Episode 4 is just about over.
Need a lift?
Mr. Sagan, got the kinks worked out of your car of the future?
Not all of them, but at least the DeLorean's mundane terrestrial functionality remains intact.
As usual, I have not the slightest idea what you're talking about. In fact, you remind me of someone I used to...
There, my dear, don't worry. I'm sure we'll all turn out well in the end.
Maybe for everyone else, but I suddenly feel very much like someone who's going to be alone and unloved for a very long time. Maybe I should get a cat.
Nonsense. I can state with nearly 100% certainty that you're going to have a long and fulfilling life.
How can you know that?
I think you'll find I know almost everything worth knowing about you and young Emmett and his friends. Tell me, how much do you know about Harry Callahan?
I have a pretty bad feeling about what Doc's planning. Hey, wait a minute. In the original edition, it would say to be concluded, not to be continued. That's another change to this edition. Only one episode left.
Let me explain it again. I realized that it wasn't Edna that made my life miserable. It was science. She used my science to turn Hill Valley into a police state. If Emmett doesn't go through with a demonstration at the expo, his dreams of being a scientist will dim just enough for Edna to step back into his life and steer him down another path.
Doc.
Oh my god. Okay, no copyrighted song here. So, that's right, that episode 5 out of time will indeed be the final episode. And of course that concludes part 4 of this playthrough. Okay, well, thank you for watching everybody, and I shall see you next time in the final episode of Back to the Future the game. Bye everyone.